Alright everyone, we start off today talking about how the legacy media is continuing to cover up for Biden. We now have a new revelation with regards to the Hunter Biden laptop case that actually Hunter Biden indeed led Joe Biden himself to meet with some of the same sleazy, dubious, and in some cases outright criminal elements that he was meeting with as part of his job with various foreign firms, energy firms, while Biden was Vice President of the United States. Interesting, considering this is about the same time that Biden was a VP and Obama was over in Wuhan with Fauci setting up the biolab there that's totally not connected to COVID. Honk honk. The election, by the way, the timing of the Fauci email releases and the Hunter Biden stuff, which was right after the election initially, this is a different trove. This is all coincidental that it was after the election, after January 20th. Honk honk. Again, coincidences everywhere. It's amazing. The asterisk administration is basically the coincidence administration. First and foremost, there will be a pinned comment down below with links to 4 other video hosting sites if you're watching this video on YouTube. Keep in mind I make 4 videos a day, but only 2 of them actually end up on YouTube. If I cover any spicy topics, they have to be new tech exclusive. So you can get them on Rumble, you can get them on Dailymotion, which isn't technically new tech. You can get them on BitChute and Odyssey, but you're not going to get them on YouTube. YouTube has made a lot of subjects verboten. Almost subjects like this. Remember, it was a conspiracy theory a few months ago if you suggested that Joe Biden was in any way involved with Hunter Biden's dealings. He went to great lengths saying, well, I guess in retrospect, he probably shouldn't have been on that energy board, the Ukrainian energy board, when I was VP. A little bit of an oversight there. That probably was inappropriate. I'm sorry, says Joe. Yeah, I know my son's had addiction problems. You know, he was using drugs and supplying them to other people, technically drug dealing to prostitutes. He's committed, there's evidence of him committing dozens of significant misdemeanors at least. He's never served a day. No, as far as I know, no mandatory rehab even. No, he should at least have like community service or something. And by the way, I don't even support drug laws. I don't even care if people deal drugs unless it's to kids or something like that. If you want to give drugs to a hooker or something, I think that should be decriminalized. But it is on the books now. Talk about hypocrisy. But remember, the law is like a spider's web. The wasp goes free, the fly gets caught. Always keep that in mind. Why do you think Biden just hired another 80,000 IRS members, or wants to? Yeah, they're not going to go full Lois Lerner again. They're not going to headhunter after political dissidents, like holding people in solitary confinement over the D.C. riot, despite the fact that not one person there has actually been charged with treason or sedition. Not a single one. Held in solitary confinement for months and months. Makes a lot of sense, dude. It's a blatant attempt to harass and intimidate people who are enemies of the current regime, the neoliberals, the globalist elite. Anyway, link in the description, archived of course, and now we know that the initial denial from Biden was false. He did actually meet with some of these sleazy execs. Hunter Biden got the Vice President of the United States, his daddy, his enabler-in-chief. He got him in meetings with some of these foreign execs that are tied up in criminal proceedings in the most literal sense. That's what happened. Well, at first, you'll remember during the election when Roger Stone, Giuliani, and some of these people, even Bongino and some of the others, were pushing out the Hunter Biden material that they had. At first we were told it was all a conspiracy. Well, this is just a hack job. Yeah, Hunter Biden smoked crack. Yeah, he had, hooker orgies and stuff. But that doesn't have anything to do with Joe, and shame on you for even talking about it. He's just the son of the candidate. Then we learned it was far beyond that. We're talking felonious charges, at least allegedly. We're talking crooked business dealings that involve potentially Biden. Now we're finding out, lo and behold, Biden was involved. Maybe not in the actual criminal enterprise itself, but he was obviously engaged in some form of quid pro quo. Where, by the way, is Ted Cruz to even mention this? Everyone right now too busy talking about the Fauci emails. Now, true, and by the way, actually, before I get into that, a revelation here. My prediction was correct. In less than 24 hours, you see so much shilling with regards to fake infographics claiming extravagant things about the Fauci emails' contents that aren't true. Ignore those sources. If you go to the hashtag Fauci emails that is trending actually at the moment on Twitter, you're going to see a lot of junk there that's not there. Ask them for sources. Ask them for specific emails. You can get those from reliable sources, and by that I mean like if you're getting it from fucking Tim Pool, from the dude I linked yesterday, can't remember the name, something like that. If you're getting it from Posobiec, certainly it'd be reliable. If you're getting it from some rando on Twitter, you may want to fact check it first before spreading it around. This is a big problem on Facebook and all of these other old tech sites. Here's the thing, though. With regards to these that are being actively covered up, I think the biggest part of the story is the non-reporting by the legacy media. Again, there's a link in the description here talking about it. There's a few news stories up. A lot of them don't even really mention the sum and substance of the article. It's just like, oh, there was a new release of Hunter Biden information. More stuff from the laptop has been made public. And then like 5 paragraphs down, you'll see, oh, by the way, yeah, Joe Biden actually met with some of these people. His denial was a flat-out lie. When he told the American people, well, man, Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he corrupted my poor son, and gave him crack cocaine. He got subpar crack. See, he didn't buy it from Sleazy P. Martini. By the way, on YouTube and BitChute, you should subscribe to him. If you want your fun live stream commentary and some chain smoking without inhaling, I will always pitch him because I find him hysterical. So Corn Pop gave him crack, and it's a bad time. He's fucking hookers, and apparently at one point smoked Parmesan cheese because he thought it was crack, or something something to that effect. You got to be real messed up at that point. I wonder how much he smoked. Now, but that's not true. It doesn't stop with Hunter Biden. We were all told, don't worry, it doesn't have anything to do with the candidate Joe Biden or President Joe Biden. It doesn't touch him. He's not part of that scandal. His kid had problems. Well, fucking, I guess not. Whoops. And the legacy media that initially said they didn't even need to look into the Hunter Biden material because there was nothing there. It's like, we don't need to investigate it because there's nothing to investigate. It's like, well, how do you determine that without actually looking through it? There's a reason that the FBI wouldn't even take the Hunter Biden hard drives when they raided Rudy Giuliani. Because it's a hack job and they don't want to see the evidence because it's real. It touches the President of the United States. But if the FBI, the DOJ, the IRS, the SEC, and all these other groups are lock, stock, and barrel behind the deep state mentality, they're not going to investigate Biden. Anyone that expects him to or even Hunter, to have any legal repercussions or even civil repercussions for their actions is not going to happen. You're not going to see any of that. You're about to see several years of persecution, wrongful convictions, and wanton charges against everyone that ever supported Trump, though. You're more likely to get audited. You're more likely to get raided. You're more likely to get censored online. It's just the way that it is. We'll have to fucking deal with it. Satire, by the way, the best medicine, the best remedy against such things. That and innovation. But Joe Biden, even if he didn't commit a crime, if this were Trump, and he was investigated for similar things, were involved with such a thing, you'd have claims of a quid pro quo. Congress would look into it, and they would at least there would be a monkey trial sort of bullshit going on, like a kangaroo court where it'd be hyper-partisan, and the Democrats would declare him condemned, and the Republicans would say, no, there's nothing here, it's a nothing burger. At the very least, though, you'd get a floor show, a politically partisan one, but you'd get a show. Here, legacy media doesn't talk about it. Probably half the Republicans aren't even aware of it, and then they're biting in the Fauci emails so much, it's like they're going to totally ignore this shit. It's like you line up a video. At this point, the news cycle is so smashed together and so nuts. Things have gone so goddamn insane. I've actually bumped off legitimate news stories despite making 4 videos a day. That's happened multiple times. You'll have 4 videos lined up. They're all really good. Then breaking news happens in the morning. I get up at this time is very early morning Eastern. I'm in Amsterdam, of course. Remember, there's a time zone difference. That's why the internet's faster than Rutland. And by that time, there's like 2-3 more things. So then I have to bump some of the others. Next day comes along. Those are on the docket. Those are still planned. It happens again. After 3-4 days, you don't even want to cover it. This is barely even coverable at this point. This is several days old as well, and it's been completely buried by the Fauci emails. What a weird goddamn decade this has become already. Remember, I predicted that 2020 wouldn't have anything on 2021 for weirdness. Again, was I right or was I right? Isn't this great? The chaos is almost palpable. That's about all. Peace out.